All right. Peace, family. Jay Morrison here with King Chad out of the boot, Louisiana. He don't even know this. We were just going to do a couple pictures. He came in for a one-on-one coaching session for an hour. But I'm going to pop quiz him. You know what I mean? So just because he said about that life. He's been in our course for how long now?
2 weeks.
He's been in our course for 2 weeks. He said, you know what? I don't want to just take online. I want to see the man in person. And I want to get a real portfolio game plan. And so I'm going to pop quiz you. But for those who are thinking about coming out to our March 30th event in Newark, New Jersey with the King Derek Grace, the Tatted Mentor, King Chad, you had the opportunity to get a one-on-one coaching session with me. We went over how to build this portfolio, what's his next steps in life, how to grow. What's your takeaway from that lesson and that coaching we just did?
I got to get to it.
I gotta get to it. He asked me this question, well, bro, how I find and how I do this? And I said, bro, listen, if your people got locked up out of state, you've never been to the state a day in your life, and your man was in Idaho and needed bail, I said, what would you do? He said, what'd you say?
I gotta go down there and find out every bail's bun. I gotta get to the bottom of it. Get to it.
Gotta get to the bottom of it. You ain't gonna sit around with your people like, I don't know, I can't figure out what to do, so I'm gonna just turn away. We got to be that intentional about learning this information, learning how to build these opportunities, building our credit and everything that we teach. So we got to be that intentional. We got to get to it is the bottom of it. Now, it's cool. It's great that he's getting the training. And we talk about evaluating deals, where to find the money. We talk about how do you find a real estate. That's how I started. We said, how do you find or how do you know to interview your real estate attorney or your agent? And I'm saying, listen, I can tell you exactly how to interview the agent and attorney, but you got to get to it. Right. And so, but anyway, your pop quiz for today, King, I just want to know, we know get to it. So, how do we find comps? I want to see if you remember that one, first and foremost.
You got three houses. There's one square mile away, and that's sold in the last 6 months.
That's right. So you got to find an average sales price of at least 3 homes that's just like yours, comparable homes that's sold within 1 square mile within the last 6 months. That's how you find comps in the value of any real estate, right? Especially residential real estate. So we got that. Let me see what else we went over here. We went over some good stuff. So tell me just any of your takeaways in regards to some of the strategies we talked about. Like when you think about, because you came in, you told me a couple of strategies. You were talking about mobile homes. You were talking about acres of land, driving for dollars. Any takeaways you got on kind of what we went over? About like when you came in, the Chad that came in an hour ago, and now the Chad that's leaving out, how do you feel about, how you approach real estate,
you gave me a little more confidence on how I got to go now, what I got to do. I wasn't really confident. I'm taking the class, but I have questions. And you answer my questions and show me where I need to go and what I need to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So we talked about, again, how you can buy acres of land, right? So here was 2 scenarios we went over, right? During our session. We went over two scenarios, right? Yeah, get the close up. 2 scenarios. And these scenarios was really, if he was to buy an acre of land, sometimes in his city or his town, you could put 2 mobile homes on an acre of land, but sometimes you only put 1 home on an acre of land. So he was like, how do I know what's a good idea? And so what we just went through was the numbers on evaluating a 1 mobile home development or 2 development, and then understanding all those costs. And then what's the end part we got to find out?
The ROI.
The ROI. All day, every day. So it don't matter if you're flipping mobile homes, 2-family homes, apartment complexes, the opportunities are there. And that's kind of what I wanted to give you all in this live stream, this little video was, he asked me about student housing, about apartment buildings in his neighborhood, about, first question was, should he sell a mobile home that he has currently right now? And I gave you perspective on that. So do you remember that game? On how do you, what was the first piece you asked me? You was like, no, flood zone.
Yeah, flood zone.
So yeah, that's my pop quiz to you. Okay.
Flood zone land.
So should you buy, or how should you look at buying in a flood zone or not?
If homes that's selling in that same area, if not, if they ain't really selling over there, I ain't gonna too much mess with it. But if you gotta see what's all been selling around there, and if they selling, yeah, you can mess with it.
And once that's called, we decide if they've been selling or not, right? Or what kind of pace they've been selling. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. Days on the market, DOM.
Oh, yeah, days on the market. How long it's been? Did it stay on there 40 days or 200 days? If it's been on there 40-some days, you're probably going to sell quick, you know? Been on there 200-some days, you might have to wait a little while. It's up to you.
And you can make a decision going into it, right? You might be cool with a 200-day flip. You're like, all right, my money chilling anyway, I'm cool with a 200-day flip. You might be like, nah, I need mine back a little faster.
Right.
And every investor has their own strategy. Mind you, this is stuff we're going to be covering at March 30th, Newark, New Jersey, buybackourblocks.com with Derek Grace. We're giving this. That's why I'm doing this event. I'm going to break it down for everybody on March 30th, just how I broke it down for you. How to buy back our blocks. I don't care what kind of block it is. Mobile home block, Newark, New Jersey hood, Philly, Detroit. I don't care where it is. We're going to be live streaming and live in Newark, New Jersey. Go to buybackourblocks.com to watch the live stream or come to Newark. Come hang out with me and Derek Grace, but more important than hanging out, come watch the game be told, right? And I'm bringing $3 million of cash opportunities for funding. So not only are we talking about buying back the blocks, I'm talking about buying back the blocks. So that's the difference. We could teach it, and preach it, but we out here reaching it. We reaching it for real. So okay, so we got so that was the mobile home flip strategy. What's the flood zone flip strategy? Give me the flood zone rental strategy. How do I know if I want to rent in a flood zone or not? Spot. As an investor, what am I thinking about if I want to see if I want to buy a rental property in the flood zone? What am I thinking about as an investor?
Is anyone where you gonna see people with the rent going on for in that area?
But that's pretty much on it, yeah. But it's not the same whether the rent pricing going for, but how active is the rental market in that area?
In that area, right.
Right? Is Section 8 waiting list real long? Are people calling around? You know what I'm saying? Are people actively renting? Is it a vibrant rental market?
In that area.
Correct.
Okay.
That's going to let you know, hey, do I really want to be a landlord over here, right?
Right.
In that space. You also may want to consider, as we talked about, and this kind of also the home ownership strategy. So I'm going to ask you that real quick. What was a home ownership strategy? So you had 3 strategies: flipping in a flood zone, renting in a flood zone, and then owning a home in a flood zone. So what was owning a home in a flood zone strategy? What do you consider?
Do I want to live there? In the flood zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't live in the flood zone, but you can if you want to, you know, but I wouldn't, because I done seen, you know, I done been through Katrina and all this, so I know what they want to do, you know, so. I mean,
and that's something for every homeowner to consider, though.
Right.
Like one of my first properties I bought in a flood zone, but I was willing to consider that because where the house was positioned and only the bottom got flooded and whatever. You make the determinations, but the other walkaway for those who may be considering buying a flood zone in your area is understanding that every bank practically is going to mandate you get flood insurance. No bank will loan you money you don't have flood insurance on a property because the bank can't protect their own asset.
Right.
Like even in Tulsa, when I fund or loan or partner with Tulsa money or my own private syndication capital or whatever into opportunities, I make sure that my investment partners get a flood certification. Because I don't want to lend money in a flood zone that's not at least being insured by flood insurance.
Right.
So as you're a homeowner or investor looking to buy in a flood zone, you just want to because understand flood insurance will cover majority of your damage, right? Yeah. You just got to understand, do you want to go through all of that?
Right.
From a manual labor standpoint, from a waiting for the flood zone check, from a vacancy room, any of that. Correct. So those are you want to consider. So that's just some stuff I want to make sure. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm starting giving all my webinars, all my lectures, lessons, I'm giving pop quizzes. Because it's one thing to teach and think you got through. I want to make sure that we continue to retain, that you know, that you get it. Obviously, you're going to study it and embrace it even more. But I just wanted to give you all that JMA, so JMA audience. It's one of your fellow students right here. He one day may be an alumni and graduate the program. We hope so. We know so. And more importantly, go build some wealth and legacy for he and his family. For whoever else watching this, hey, we're here again March 30th. You guys register. Buy back our blocks with an S. Buybackourblocks.com. I'm going to be teaching the 3 strategies to how we literally buy back the blocks, how you evaluate these deals, how you understand the business the right way, and really what you got to do to build a portfolio based on the inventory of opportunities in your area. And that's what I want to kind of dive into. That's what everybody got the opportunities. But you got to get the understanding, and you got to be able to prepare yourself to take advantage of opportunities, right? So that's my last question. What did I say, right? For you as a CEO of your organization, what is going to be your primary function?
Building my team.
Right. And after building your team, what else you got to do? Like, what does your day-to-day look like? I'll let you even use my notes. What does your day-to-day look like?
I got to get to it. And,
what are the things you got to juggle as a CEO? What do you got to juggle? What is that as an investor and developer? What does that day-to-day look like? I said you got to juggle a few different things. I got you. That's cool. That's all right. Because now you're going to remember it.
Right.
Right? As a CEO, you in the middle of everything, right? Look at that. Now it's coming. Go ahead. Tell it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I gotta find the deals, and I got the money and the credit over here. So I gotta find what works best, and then put it in rotation and make it happen.
That's it. Is that as every CEO and real estate entrepreneur developer, you juggling all the money sources, funding, financing, credit, leverage, equity, all that, 401k transfers, all types of ways to get money. You leveraging that. Your mind constantly, your left brain always on that. Then your right brain is always on where's the opportunities to spend the money.
Right.
And then you're thinking about, when you look at the opportunities to spend the money, do these opportunities make sense? And so all day you're evaluating the opportunity to partner in, joint venture, sponsor, syndicate, wholesale, equity flip, rent, whatever, all these opportunities, and you're just playing the mix and match game. And the better and better you get at it, you add team members in that help you with your valuations. You add team members in that help you with your funding and financing. You add partners in that help you with either or. You add people in that help you with your administration, your bookkeeping, and then your accounting, and then your development, and your project management, until you get better and better and better. You have a whole organization where it's all running on autopilot, and then you could be in wherever you want to be, sipping whatever you want to sip, but the business is still producing.
Way out the business.
Yeah, exactly. March 30th, buybackourblocks.com. Nobody teaches it like me, I guarantee you. All right, peace out.